Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do something different. I will recap the influencer boxing news for this week. Joe Fournier was offered to be Logan Paul's backup opponent in case Dylan Donnies pulls out. However, Joe declined the offer. Anthony Taylor talks about the possibility of fighting Mike Perry in the bare knuckle. According to Happy Punch Promotion, Jake Paul vs. Nate Diaz has sold 445,000 pay-per-view buys. Jinty, FaZe Temper, and Ashley Rack-Sue will all be fighting in September on Misfits 009. Pully Arif teases Misfits' return as he promises redemption. OJ Rose has fight announcement coming very soon. He last fought on Misfits 006. Jake Paul calls Conor McGregor a drunk fool. The DAZN app confirms that the Tommy Fury vs. KSI press conference is on August 22nd. Jake Paul speaks out on the Paul vs. Diaz pay-per-view numbers. Salt Puppy on fighting 3 rounds vs. Anthony Taylor. It is a mistake, a regret. Now always 4 or above. If it was more rounds, I could have taken him Anthony Taylor out. I want a rematch. Salt Puppy on Gib vs. Kenny. It is a tough fight. I am not sure how Kenny will react to Gib's pressure. It is a 50-50. I will go with Kenny. Fox, the G's opponent has pulled out of the fight. Fox, the G's opponent was already set to fight, but pulled out after being offered Fox. Eddie Hearn on Paul vs. Diaz. It was awful. Jake does not have the ability or experience to break a fighter down. The numbers were great. OJ Rose retweets a tweet about a potential matchup with Anthony Taylor on the Prime card. Bryce Hall is brutally honest about his bare knuckle fight.
The fight.
Honestly, I think if the injury didn't happen, if you want the honest answer, I don't think I was taking that.
More questions
hey, you guys want a cocky bullshitter? No, I wouldn't have won that if that went the distance or anything like that. He said what he was going to do. He's going to cut my face up, and he did. I injured him, so I got lucky.
Jake Paul explains Tank entrance to fight with Nate Diaz.
So the theme for the fight was Ready for War. That's like the slogan. Each fight has a slogan. And so the theme for this was Ready for War. It's like on all the posters. And I was like, what better way to come to this war? And by the way, it was called that because it was going to be a war, a battle. Like Nate Diaz is a dog. He brings a fight. Yeah. It's like a backyard street fight. He just takes a lot of punches. And so I knew it was going to be like this brawl. And I was ready for war. Well, better way to come in on a tank. And Whistling Diesel, he's like my favorite YouTuber. And I reached out to him. We've kind of like been talking back and forth. And he owns a tank. So I was like, let's ship this out here. It was expensive.
I was like, holy shit, like that's crazy.
The tank, the little Dirk, like everything for this fight like came together really perfectly. It was just like so much fun, and yeah, like the tank thing went pretty viral. It was expensive though. People don't realize I paid a lot of fucking money.
Jake Paul responds to Logan Paul being a better boxer.
Sick. Okay, so I saw that like Logan kind of called you out about being a better boxer, right? The other day?
Yeah.
How was that? It's your bro.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. I don't even know like how to talk or how to like speak on it because I don't want to create like further turmoil between the two of us, and I don't need to sit here and explain why I'm
the better boxer.
Like if you're trying to say you are the better one, then like clearly that's like some sort of insecurity like within yourself or something that like you're trying to claw.
No, I think
my actions and what I've done like speak for themselves, but I understand it's like this like big brother syndrome, and it's hard to maybe see your little brother doing something that you wish you would be doing.
Jake Paul explains why him and Logan are so competitive.
Yeah, the whole like everyone's kind of like pitted us against each other.
Yeah.
Even like on like the business side, like even as kids, our dad would be like, who's going to score more touchdowns when you guys are the same age? Who can run faster? Who can do this? Who can climb more stairs? Who can catch the ball in a cooler way? Like, even when we were just in the backyard, we were just always, like, pitted against each other. So it's, like, kind of, like, in our brains, and we have to, like, recondition ourselves to, like, not think that way.
Yeah.
So it's, like, it's difficult. And doing it in front of the world, and, like, all of our mistakes are on display, and every family has issues.
Facts.
So, you know, that's just the name of the game. Ours is just, like, exposed in front of the world.
Jake Paul explains why him and Logan do not work with each other.
One of the things that pains me the most is that we like don't do any business stuff together. I've tried to get him involved in MVP. Like, I wanted to give him equity in everything that I'm doing, and he just like doesn't want to. I don't know. I think he wants to like, create his own story and own lane, but it bothers me. I yearn for that so much for us to like be on the same team, and it just has always gotten shut down.
Jake Paul on Fuck Jake Paul chant and playing villain.
Like, I think the biggest thing that I did to like kind of say fuck you to all those people is when people first started saying fuck Jake Paul, I just like turned it into a diamond chain and like started wearing it. And
That's sick. That's different too.
I walked out to my first fight in Manchester with the chain on that said fuck Jake Paul. And like they didn't chant it. They didn't chant it. They were chanting it all week in the press conferences leading up. Fuck Jake Paul. Like 5,000 British kids just fucking shaking an arena saying fuck Jake Paul. And as soon as I put it on the chain and walked out with it, they didn't say it for like a year after.
Salt Puppy putting in the work ahead of his fight in October. Conor McGregor on training Dylan Donnies and harshly critiques Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz.
You said you're going to be involved in camp with him, are you actually going to train him properly for it?
For sure, yeah. I'm getting into camp myself now after this. Got a team organised, and I'm going to bring Dylan on board and make sure, just monitor it. I've been training with him while I was in New York. I was in New York for about a month or so. I was training with him. He's in a great space mentally. You know, he built himself up. He was in a bad spot, now he picked himself up and he's in a great spot. So it was great to see, and I back him all the way. And I've trained with him, I know, he's got this.
Your old friends, Nate Diaz.
Them Pauls are piss. The Pauls are piss. He got this.
What did you make of the guillotine that Nate put Jake in the end?
What guillotine? Did he get it? Did he finish it? Why did he not finish it? What did he do? He fucking just wrapped around his head. If you've got the gilly finishing, mate, you've done nothing. I wasn't impressed with either of them.
Logan Paul is challenging Conor McGregor to a $1 million bet, betting that he will defeat Dylan Donnies.
If you're so confident in your boy, I got a bet for you. I bet Dylan, but he's a broke bitch. I got $1 million that says I beat your boy on October 14th. Come on, bro. Come on. I know you caked up. See how confident you are. Imagine all the coke you can buy, you fucking drug addict. 2 dummies, 1 night, October 14th. I'm fucking you both up.
In a bold statement, King Kenny claims he could defeat KSI in just 1 round.
Do you have any plans after that? Or we're going to rest?
Bro, I'm going to rest, man. Second half of the year.
Yeah, we're going to be in demand.
I am, but next year, I'll be back.
And then KSI after that?
KSI, I'll smoke him 1 round.
Yeah, I would love to see that one.
Wade criticizes Virus for failing a drug test.
How stupid do you have to be to not only be taking steroids for influencer boxing, but also to do it so close to the fight that they tested you and then confirmed it, assuming after the fight it was still in your fucking system? What a fucking idiot. Whatever you're doing with the PBA and giving to charity and shit, I don't, like, no disrespect. Of course, yeah, charities are great. I don't give a shit about that. What about his medical bills? I don't care about the legal fees from the PBA. What about the medical bills of the guy who just fucked up?
Ariel Helwani reacts to Bryce Hall's bare knuckle debut.
I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to play games here, but like Bryce Hall, yes.
Shout out, bro. Shout out. Big win.
What is so he had a win also on Friday, BKFC?
Yeah.
What is he known for?
TikTok. He's like
he just
TikTok, Hype House, all that.
What is that?
It's
content creation.
Yeah, content
houses.
creation. Yeah, he's just famous.
He's famous like Jake Paul, Logan Paul. He just makes like Mr. Beast type videos.
No, definitely not Mr. Beast.
Not Mr. Beast.
It's like TikTok videos.
But like, what is the content? What are we
like life?
So is he like a BKFC guy now, or is this just like a one-off?
No, I think
he's ready for another one.
Do you think they,
it's smart.
They made money off this? Like, was it a big deal?
That I don't know.
Logan Paul has a message for Dylan Donnies and Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor's dick, the king of the diabetic Count Chocula, otherwise known as Dylan Donuts. It's crazy because I'm the YouTuber in this fight, and yet somehow I'm still more of a real fighter than the king of the ducks, Dylan Donuts. This guy never shows up to fights, he's all talk, and he's a big puss. But do not forget, the YouTuber standing in front of you is the greatest crossover athlete in the industry. And definitely do not forget how hard the YouTuber standing in front of you can hit. I cannot wait for you to show me how good you are and how good a real fighter is. Peace, you pussy.
Here is some new boxing training footage of FaZe Temper.
So imagine if you didn't use your front foot and you would use your actually 2 feet. That's too close. Your hook is powerful with 1. I mean, let's do it again. Chin tuck. Drop your weight in between your hips. Now go.
Jarvis is in incredible shape ahead of Whindersson Nunes. Logan Paul gives strange advice to KSI about Jake Paul fight.
What the hell? KSI said that he wouldn't fight Jake if he beat Tommy Fury. He has to. It has to be done. This match needs to happen.
I want to take credit for that.
Really?
I think I may have put the seed in KSI's head.
Oh, no.
I said it in a... I can't take credit for it. But I did say the same thing, that if it was KSI's original thought, I said, damn, if I were KSI and I beat Tommy, a part of me would be like, yo.
You did plant the seed.
Why would I do that? But then Jake would have to fight Tommy again in a rematch. And if he beats him convincingly, now there's some meat on that KSI Jake Paul feud.
Ah, yes, yes.
Who knows?
Mexican professional boxer Canelo Alvarez responds to Jake Paul's fight call out.
My level is other level. But look, I think he needs to enjoy what he's doing, and that's it. He needs to calm down and start calling out people with other levels. I think he needs to focus on what he's doing. He's doing good things.
Did you like his fight with Nate Diaz?
Yeah, look, he needs to enjoy that. Vámonos, papá!
Logan Paul's recent Instagram stories dissing Conor McGregor and Dylan Donnies. Bryce Hall states that Dylan Donnies believes in him to win his bare-knuckle fight. Happy Punch Promotions reports that Salt Puppy's current weight is 168 pounds. Logan Paul questions Conor McGregor's confidence in Dylan Donnies. Ginty reacts to FaZe Temper's training footage. Uncle Pizza calls out Fox G to a boxing match. Hasim Rahman JRB gets stopped in Team Combat League.
Tie him up, and he's eating leather.
Oh!
And Ray Corona has jumped in and stopped it. Oh, that is huge for the attitude.
Happy Punch has removed Dean Thegriat following a slip-up from Keemstar in a space. Many are speculating that Happy Punch have signed Dylan Donnies. Moms Taylor let slip that Aaron Chalmers versus Idris Virgo will take place, and the winner gets to join the pro tournament. Luke Rockhold is a potential replacement for Dylan Donnies if he pulls out of his fight with Logan Paul. Salt Puppy is in incredible shape ahead of his debut at 165 pounds. The Misfits Boxing Pro Tournament will take place in November in the UK. Luke Groves, Ashley's coach, has confirmed that Ashley Raksu has boxing news this week. The Misfits Boxing Small Council shares their thoughts on Conor McGregor versus KSI.
Supposed to be the OG. Like, he's supposed to be the one who's like, you know, well done, kid. Like, and yet he's treating KSI as his equal. I think that shows mentally how far he's fallen.
Or how far JJ's risen.
When you look back at that original video, them playing UFC together, like, you know, JJ is still that like gamer nerd, and like, and now it's just like he's calling him out. I mean, it's just mental, right? But it's great.
Who wins in a boxing match?
It's an interesting one. I think KSI will be the favorite.
The skills is really a difficult one to talk about, but the things I know are KSI would be bigger, stronger, and fitter, because Conor McGregor is an 8-minute man, and he runs out of energy. Like, there's no knockout power in Conor McGregor after 3 rounds. So, if JJ is still there in 3 rounds, I think he absolutely piles it on him.
In the Misfits Small Council meeting, Misfits Boxing plans a Spanish influencer event in Spain after the 2023 Pro Tournament. In the Misfits Small Council meeting, if Dylan Donnies pulled out the weight limit for the Hasim Rahman JRB versus Logan Paul boxing match is 195 pounds. In the Misfits Small Council meeting, Moms Taylor proposed that Virus contribute his earnings from the fight purse and bonus to DK Money. In the Misfits Small Council meeting, After testing positive for illegal substances, Virus has joined the VADA program, which could reduce his initial 2-year ban to just 1 year upon successful completion. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson try understand how Nate got past the first round.
What was your assessment of Nate Diaz in the beginning of the rounds?
He's a warrior, unorthodox, throwing punches from all angles, non-stop, taking insane amounts of damage. I don't know how he survived the first round.
Yeah, I don't know how either.
In the Misfits small council meeting, state that Slim ignored Moms Taylor's calls and offered to fight Salt Puppy until the deadline passed. In the Misfits small council meeting, it was revealed that Slim's boxing purse would have received a 50% boost for a fight against Salt Puppy, which could double in case of a win. Joe Fournier said he was offered to be a replacement boxing opponent for Logan Paul.
And then they offered me to be the alternate for Logan Paul. Now, I told them to f off. Like, are you mad? Alternate for Dylan Dennis? Do me a favor. I was already the alternate for Dylan Dennis, and then they put the Call of Duty World Champion instead of me. Maybe I got to start playing a new video game, Candy Crush World Champion, and then maybe they'll put me in.
Joe Fournier wants a rematch with KSI.
There's no chance, or there's no talk of a rematch with KSI whatsoever now. Is that off the cards?
I'm down. I want to do it. I think it's a fight that needs to happen. I'm the only guy he's never managed to beat. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So he needs to. Let's see who wins. You know, like I'm down. I'm super motivated for that fight, and I just think that they got away with it. I think that for me, I said this from the beginning. I said that, and I think Jake Paul said it as well. He's like he's been boxing for how long? Sparred how many rounds? Done everything. He's like he's never hit anyone with an elbow by accident ever. From a novice, from a YouTuber, from a pro boxer now. He never hit, like, neither have I. Like, it's nearly impossible to hit anyone like that unless you train for that. And it's just such a suspect. You know, I'm adamant that it was on purpose. And let's run it back, because if I elbowed him, well, number one, the ref would have disqualified me there and then. You know, but let's say he didn't. It would be a rematch. It's in the contract, actually. There should be a rematch.
Tristan Tate publicly acknowledges the hype Dylan Donnies is bringing to his fight versus Logan Paul. Bryce Hall's manager said the Deji versus Bryce Hall boxing match on Misfits Prime card won't happen due to his bare-knuckle bout being close to October 14th and aim to arrange the fight later. New footage of Dylan Donnies boxing. Waleed Sharks gives his thoughts on Dean the Great being dropped by Happy Punch Promotions. Jake Paul admitted losing money with his boxing promotion, Most Valuable Promotions, but said he doesn't mind as he wants to build fighters instead. New boxing pad work training footage of Adin Ross.
Now quicker.
Oh, fuck.
Any more power.
Hands up. Keep your hands up. Come on, Aiden. Come on, they were talking shit about you. Neon didn't even show up.
Moms Taylor shares his thoughts on Keemstar and Happy Punch Promotions dropping Dean the Great. Dylan Donnies explains why he didn't fight KSI.
What happened with the KSI fight then? Why didn't that work out?
There was a lot of things that I don't want to disclose, but there was a rehydration clause that was ridiculous.
But did you agree to that?
No. Well, my manager actually admitted to not seeing it in the contract, but like it was that there was a lot of things with not being professional.
You got to fire that manager.
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
right. I wanted it to be a professional fight because it was going to be in England. He picks the judges. He picks the ref. Everything was just like so stupid. I didn't really care about KSI. I wanted Logan from the beginning, and Logan got hurt against Roman Reigns. That was our fight, and then it kind of just threw me into the KSI thing. And then I was going through a lot of stuff with my dad passing, and just a bunch of shit. And then they were putting so many stipulations on me, and it's just like
because you never really talked about that publicly as to why you backed out, right?
There's a bunch of reasons, but it's just I don't really give a shit about.
Who
KSI.
do you think's who thinks the easier fight, KSI or Logan?
100%.
Bryce Hall responds to Deji's coach. Dylan Donnies claims he saved Logan Paul's life during a New York party.
Logan. So Logan was at a party in Manhattan at an after party. He came in,
don't wanna
he
leave
didn't
that
check in, and then he was with the Alex Cooper at a party. So I was like, I'm gonna go into this. So I come in with crutches, right? And I have the video, so like people think I'm bullshitting. I was on one side of the table, he was on the other side, and he was like all freaked out. He was like shitting his pants. And he came over to the table and he was like, "You pinky promise me you're not gonna do anything." A pinky promise. And I'm on crutches. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So like we're talking, whatever. And then like that whole shit happened. And he didn't realize like who I am in New York or the connections I have. And like I stopped him from getting murdered that night, like because they were gonna shoot him in the back of the head. And I was like, bro, I don't want him to die. Like, just calm down. And like after that, he has not come back to New York.
Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah, it was like serious, bro. And I told him, I said, you watch yourself around me, like coming around with that stupid shit.
Salt Puppy and Blueface have been officially reported to be in discussions for a boxing match on the Misfits Prime card.
Who the fuck is Salt Pappy?
Salt Poppy. He's a YouTuber, influencer boxer.
Can you pull him up?
Yeah, why you want to know about him?
Think we might have a fight with him.
Who, he's gonna fight Blueface?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get him to fight KSI and shit.
Wade called out Fauci and stated that he is to blame for causing Dean the Great to be dropped from Happy Punch Promotions.
And I think if there is any blame, Fousey was wrong for doing this, man. For putting Dean in a position on stream. And I know you're streaming 24/7, everything's real G7, but this is your boy. For you to get on stream and be like, so when you come into G7, knowing that that's going to cause us problems, you're trying to attack Keem, and I get that, but you're catching your boy in the crossfire.
Dylan Donnie's talks pull-out clause and psychological mind games.
Like, come on, relax. KSI went at my mom and like all this shit. Like, fuck them, bro. Like, they can't, like, they're just not real fighters, you know. At the end of the day, it's like that's all it is, you know. They can't handle it, and it's mind games. Like, and fighting, there's 3 ways to beat someone: psychologically, mentally, and physically. So I'm in his head. Apparently, he's like, he can't even train right now because it's driving him insane. So
how come you think there's no same clause with him backing out though?
Exactly right. He pulled out the first time.
But why do you think
they should have made the pullout higher for you? 100K.
I had to text with Logan because I actually have Logan's number. I said 400K, and they didn't do it. So they just said 100K. I'm not gonna.
But why do you think there's not a pullout clause for him?
I think because they fluff him so much because he's Logan that they just want him on the show no matter what and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your manager probably didn't negotiate that back too.
I know, right? Shit.
I couldn't even read rehydration.
Yeah. I know. He telling me I had to fucking. I took the fucking heat for that shit. But
do you feel bad for her? Do you think it's like how do you think it's affecting her, or you just don't give a shit?
I'm pretty savage. I don't know.
I mean, you were ruthless, bro.
But Jake did this to me. I don't know if you remember when me and him were going to fight, when he was saying that at the time I was dating Sam Montana, and he was saying that I got another girl pregnant and like this whole fucking thing. He was going at my girl. He was saying he fucked her, this whole thing. So like, it's a double-edged sword. Like, you can't talk all that shit and not be able to take it. That's the worst kind of person.
Dylan Donnie's predicts outcome of his fight versus a juiced-up Logan Paul.
So no chance this fight gets canceled.
No.
He
Bro,
I'm gonna be pissed at you.
I'm not pulling out.
If this does not happen, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Okay, but how's your training been? Like, are you like?
Yeah, I'm ready to go, dude. I can fight tomorrow. Like, I feel great. I don't think he makes it past 2 rounds. And if it does, I'm gonna break him and I'm gonna embarrass the shit out of him. He's a juiced up fucking 150 pounder on fucking TRT. That's all he is. He's just, his arms are just fluffed up.
But Logan, like you said, he's a fucking great athlete.
Yeah, but that doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really pass over to fighting. I feel like it's gonna make him quit earlier. I think he's gonna break. I don't think he has the mind of a fighter. And
have you ever thought about that?
Alina Vampira has hinted that she will be making a boxing comeback in October. Jake Paul called out Logan Paul.
Clearly he has envy and jealousy towards me, and that's what I told him off camera. And he's like, no. But it, like, everyone sees it. It's like clear as day. And it's like, why? We're on the same team. I'm not in competition with him. I want him to be a billionaire. I want him to accomplish all of his goals. It's him undermining me and being condescending towards me and trying to little bro me and discrediting everything that I do. We did this together. We started our YouTube channel together, and basically like off camera, he was basically like, no, like, I never respected you when we were kids. And
yeah, that's fucking terrible.
And like, I thought you were a failure. I don't know what's going on right now, and now I'm just like lost.
Jake Paul gave his thoughts on KSI pay-per-view numbers.
Saying that like someone like KSI can like fight a bunch of journeymen and then like still even feel in his mind that it's a conversation.
No,
like,
but he doesn't. But the thing is like in his mind it's a conversation, but like he doesn't sell pay-per-views. He doesn't sell good pay-per-views, and like you look at the views of all of his last 3 fights, like the re-uploads of them combined, it's less than my last fight because people don't really care. Like
What are the numbers?
He's a big star. He's a big star in the UK, but like he doesn't move anything in the US and just does not actually sell a lot of pay-per-views.
What numbers of pay-per-views does he sell? Because that seems hard to believe.
He sells like 100,000.
No.
Yes.
No.
What fight was he doing that?
He sells the last 3 fights. He sold 100,000, then like 150,000, and then like 200,000.
With him on the card or just like his Misfit shit?
No, him on the card.
It's interesting.
And the people like to like talk about the success of Logan versus KSI. One, which is in terms of like typical boxing, it's still great numbers, but like it was still only 300,000 buys at $20, which isn't a lot.
Where is this 2-point-something million?
Like if you do the math on that, it's like in terms of regular boxing, it's great, but like they're acting like they're running around God. 300,000 buys by $20 is $6 million. That pays for like the cost of the event. Congratulations, you broke even. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Jake Paul stated that his boxing bout against Nate Diaz appears to have surpassed 500,000 US PPF purchases.
It's looking like 500,000 plus pay-per-views.
Congrats.
Biggest gate, and that's U.S. pay-per-views, so like it means more because it costs more in the U.S. So massive number, massive success. There's like statistics that show the Google searches from that night. We were like #1 most searched Google trend by like 10 times. Trended everywhere. Jeez. Just biggest gate, biggest ticket sales, biggest sponsorship.
Misfits Prime Card Press Conference, Tuesday, August 22nd, UK time, OVO Arena, Wembley. The replacement boxing opponent for Logan Paul will be at the press conference in case Dylan Donies doesn't appear. A boxing match between Foxtheg and Korn might be happening. Ludwig is possibly organizing a second chess boxing event. Misfits 009 is reportedly being held in Newcastle on the 23rd of September. Dylan Donies dissed Logan Paul and mentioned he'll be attending the press conference. Dylan Donies called out Hasim Rahman Jr., who is Logan Paul's backup opponent. Jake Paul on his podcast, "There is beef between us. Win, lose, or draw, I want to fight KSI and Tommy Fury for the culture." Dylan Donies claims that Logan Paul is trying to get his account banned. KSI putting in the work as he prepares to fight Tommy Fury.
I make it look easy. Do it with no effort, man, I make it look easy. You gotta respect it, man, respect it when you see me. Hope you get the message like it's 3D. That shit is hard, but I make it look easy.
When I'm on the mic, I really make your numbers decrease. I was on the street, fucking diving from the police. Now I really work, I think I'm I was on the
press conference tickets for the Misfits Prime card were completely sold out within just 1 minute. Ashley Rak-Su makes statement about his road to Salt Puppy. Logan Paul tried to make his bout an 8-rounder, however. His opponent Dylan Donies did not respond. Jinty vs. FaZe Temper is reportedly the co-main for Misfits 009. KSI stated he was surprised when the crowd booed him while attending the Anthony Joshua fight.
I was quite surprised that the audience started booing. Yeah. That's kind of why I was like, oh, let me lean into this bit more. Yeah.
KSI gave his thoughts on when Conor McGregor called him out.
Yeah, obviously the whole Conor McGregor shit as well.
That was funny.
Yeah, I was just, bro, my man is just...
He's off, innit?
He's just off, man. Yeah.
Off his nut.
I don't know what is going on with him.
Would you entertain a fight with him, like, while he's in that state?
No, I'd definitely entertain a fight. Like a boxing fight, yeah. I think he mentioned a bare knuckle, and I was like, what?
No.
I don't know. It's annoying because I wish I was there when he called me out. Because obviously after AJ won, I'm like, all right, I'm going to try and beat the traffic because I ain't trying to get stuck. Yeah, and then I just look at my phone and I see that he called me out. And I was like, what? I was like, damn it, man. I wish I'd stayed just so I could like walk in there, just be like, are you off your fucking head?
KSI stated that he is interested in a boxing match with Conor McGregor.
Knock out Tommy Fury. At that point, I get to decide what I want to fucking do.
Yeah.
And if I want to just end it there, then I'll probably just end it there. If I want to entertain a Conor McGregor fight, then yeah, I'll entertain it. Obviously, it'd be a fucking huge fight.
KSI would be satisfied even if he never fought Jake Paul.
Do you think you feel satisfied not ever fighting Jake? Even after everything that's happened?
Honestly, yes. Because I would have proven what I've been trying to prove all this time. That I'm better than Jake, and if I don't have to do it directly. I can just do it indirectly. And then yeah, Jake and Tommy can fight each other, and you know, if Jake beats him, you know, tremendously, then maybe I'll entertain a Jake fight. But as of right now, I don't feel like I need to fight Jake.
KSI explains why Misfits gave Dylan Donnies another opportunity.
In a corner, why did Misfits give Dylan Donnies another opportunity?
Come to the other side.
It's Mabs. Mabs should like Dylan Donnies.
To be fair, he's causing headlines at the moment.
Good promo, man.
Kimbo Slice, JRB, is reportedly making his boxing return on Misfits 009. He last fought on Misfits 006. KSI wants to slap Dylan Donnies at the press conference.
See him, I'm slapping him. Because I have to get my get back.
Is he coming press conference?
He should. He has to come to the press conference, and if he does, and I'm right next to him, I'm slapping him straight up.
KSI doesn't believe that Dylan Donnies is not going to show up at the press conference and state that there are 2-3 backup opponents for Logan Paul in case Dylan pulls out.
Are you confident this time he'll turn up?
Honestly, no. But we'll see. Like, I'm pretty sure we have like 2 or 3 backups just in case.
According to the Wade Concept, Austin McBroom has been offered a fight with G. Perez in October of this year. Logan Paul wouldn't want to fight Dylan Donnies in an MMA match.
Their whole career,
and
I'm satisfied. I've seen it's crazy.
Would you ever do it?
I think I'm going to.
Really?
I think I'm going to.
Would you do that? Like, if let's say anything happened with your boy, that you so
Dylan?
Brilliantly, yeah.
Dylan, nah, I wouldn't do MMA with Dylan.
That would be boxing.
I just wouldn't. Yeah, I'd box Dylan for 100%.
Sure.
But no, it's
scared, bro. He hasn't fought in 3 years.
But he's very good at jiu-jitsu. You got to pick and choose your battles. If you have no jiu-jitsu experience, going up against a guy who's one of the best in the world in mixed martial arts, I don't like those odds.
So there's a fight
I'll say it. I don't give a fuck. This is my game.
No, there's a fight that just happened with.
Here are 3 potential backup opponents for Logan Paul if Dylan Donnies pulls out. The Misfits Prime card KSI vs. Tommy Fury will feature approximately 7 main card fights. The Misfits Prime card is officially Misfits 10. Little Belsie posts an Instagram story about her rumored to be fighting in September. Moms Taylor has confirmed that each fight in the pro tournament will be 3 rounds in order that it can be commissioned. Moms Taylor has suggested that there could be an influencer fight on the pro tournament card. Moms Taylor has guaranteed that the Misfits website will be set up by KSI vs. Tommy Fury. Moms Taylor on Misfits 009. It will be a night of entertainment. We are aiming to have it announced on Wednesday. Don't quote me on that. Moms on the update for rounds for KSI vs. Tommy Fury. All he said was press conference. Moms Taylor on KSI vs. Tommy Fury. Promotion. We're not going replicate the 40 days format, but we will do 24/7s, workouts, and behind the scenes. Box the G compares Misfits 009 to UFC Fight Night because there will be a lot of new faces and competitive fights. Moms Taylor on press conference capacity. It's not gonna be the full arena, it's gonna be around half. Kale was trying to extend it, but we don't want any security issues. Jose De Los Santos Faye Sensei's brother. I want to fight in a tag team match with my brother. He is down. Moms Taylor is working on a Deji fight in October after Bryce Hall pulled out negotiations. Moms Taylor has said there will be new faces on Misfits. 2 of them will be recording artists. Moms Taylor on KSI vs. Fury. KSI is more of an underdog now than he was both times. Against Logan Paul. BJ Flores teases Dean v Waleed on the Prime card. The most sleeper fight for people is Dean and Waleed 2. According to BJ Flores, there were a lot of things that disrupted Jake during his preparation for Tommy Fury, such as the press conferences in the middle of training camp. Moms Taylor has confirmed that the entire Misfits 009 will be announced at once. Dana White responds to Logan Paul vs. Dylan Donnies in UFC 292 presser.
But one more as well. Your two sponsors with Prime, KSI and Logan, getting back in the ring. Are you going to watch their fights? And what do you think?
Who?
KSI and Logan Paul.
Oh, they're fighting again?
They're back. Like they're fighting on the same card.
Oh, yeah, okay. Listen, I like Logan. I like Logan a lot. Great kid. Who in this room thinks that's a great fight?
He's fighting.
Raise your hands, please, if him and Dylan Dennis is a great fight. I know he's fighting. Nobody? Not one guy?
Yeah, question over.
Due to testing positive for COVID-19, Moms Taylor won't be able to attend the Misfits Prime Card press conference. Following Misfits 10, every PPV event will receive a designated name, while non-PPV events will be assigned numerical order. Moms and KZ will collaborate to determine the names for these events. Logan Paul looking in tremendous shape ahead of fight versus Dylan Donnies. Moms Taylor on the Misfits game. You won't hear about it until it's ready. It's a 2-year process. Sidemen discuss Conor McGregor calling out KSI.
McGregor called out JJ.
He was so drunk. He was
shadow boxing. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Because I feel like McGregor was like at that in his peak in UFC. That was like all about heroes. Like, oh my god, like we all watch McGregor.
He's over the hill now.
And now, yeah,
he's one of them.
I feel almost sad. I'm like, you're a fucking legend, but I don't feel like look at you. I feel like you're a legend right now.
Well, it's because like he doesn't. What does he need anymore?
He's entertaining.
Bro, yeah, he's entertaining. But
it doesn't even seem as entertaining now, though.
Like it's kind of getting boring.
Yeah, it seems a little bit like just give it.
Yeah, give it a rest, old man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know?
He said that twice. He said that twice in 2 different interviews. He's like, KSI couldn't fucking box an egg boxing factory.
I think it's actually like a pre-written joke that he rocked up. There you go.
KSI. It's a good bar.
To be fair, bare knuckles and McGregor ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Dylan Donnies accuses Logan Paul of steroids. Moms Taylor has said that Misfits Boxing will announce each fight on the Prime card separately so they each have their individual shine. Moms Taylor on Jake Paul negotiations after KSI vs. Fury. There is bigger fish to fry. If they play games, we are not interested. They have shown they played the games. It is easy for those guys to lie. Logan Paul fires back at Dylan Donnies as rivalry continues to heat. Andrew Tate gets involved as Dylan Donnies continues to brutally troll Logan Paul. DK Money says he'll take a fight with Deji. Bryce Hall's manager reveals Bryce Hall vs. Deji talks for Misfits main event. Happy Punch have signed Mexican professional boxer David Lopez. Last week, new Happy Punch signee, David Lopez code his opponent in just a minute. Dylan Donnies and Andrew Tate could spar in preparation for his fight with Logan Paul. KSI, former boxing coach Vidal Riley, will be fighting for the English cruiserweight title against the 12-0 Nathan Quarles. Dylan Donnies is on his way to London for press conference. Love Island star AJ Bunker has a fight announcement coming soon. Logan Paul putting in the work with Merbeast ahead of boxing return. Merbeast may be making combat debut as he teases fighting on the Musk vs. Zuckerberg card. KSI brutally roasts Tommy Fury hours ahead of press conference. Bowsie's boxing promotion G7 have officially signed live streamer Adin Ross. Salt Puppy officially challenges Blueface to a boxing match.
And my last name Blick, so I'm picking the tool up. My stepper gon' brush him if I press the button to drippy the scuffle. The blick in the duffel, it came with a muzzle, so why would I?
Dylan Donnies has arrived in London. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned until tomorrow where I will talk about the Misfits Prime card and movie content will be back soon.